it's got a hook sharpener on the back. You can also sharpen the blade of the knife that's in there too. And the blade sticks out just a little there, so what do you think you can use that for?
Cutting
Rope or anything. Yeah,
tackle.
rope.
Yeah, cutting the line. This hook's over a belt. This can be used to take the hook out of the fish's mouth or attach it to the tail while you're going to fillet the fish. And the blade is very flexible. And this is a 6-inch blade, which is pretty standard for a fillet knife. But do you think most people like to catch small or big fish?
Bigger fish than that.
Yeah, definitely bigger fish. So this actually extends all the way up to 9 inches, and then they can actually
Stays locked in too.
It locks into place just like that. Okay. Or it comes apart so you can clean it too. You can lock at any of those measurements apart, and you can actually throw it right in the dishwasher. It's got a hole so you can drain all the fish guts and things like that. And the handle material is called Kraton, which is similar to a wetsuit. It doesn't slip and slide or absorb moisture or bacteria. So it comes in orange as well. And you can pass this around. I just ask that you please don't open the buckles or take the blade apart for obvious reasons there. And lastly, we have garden tools. And gardening is one of the top hobbies in the United States amongst people who are 30 to 60 years old. And garden tools, even if you don't garden yourselves, what do you think is a common complaint about garden tools?
They rust.
Yeah.
They rust? Yeah.
They break.
They break. Usually they snap about there. Well, Cutco, the steel goes all the way through. It's the same steel we make the shears out of, so they're very difficult to bend or break. But they have the same guarantee. Okay, so that's our product line. And I'll go to the guarantee up here. There are 4 main points to our forever guarantee. And the first part of the guarantee, that's okay, the first part covers performance. And if the customer's not satisfied with the way that the products perform, if they don't like the way they look or they're working, they can send them back and get them fixed or replaced for free. No questions asked, we'll polish them, things like that. Obviously a knife is a knife, so eventually they need sharpening. Does anybody remember how long the double D edge stays sharp?
7 to 10 years.
7 to 10 years on average. That's about how often they need sharpening. And the misuse and abuse policy covers if somebody clearly misuses something. If they pry open a paint can or if they use Cutco as a screwdriver, we'll still replace it for half price. However, we usually just rely on their honesty. Personally, I've never had any of my customers have to pay to replace something. They usually just send it back and they'll replace it. The only time I've ever seen that happen, Derek from Owego on our team, his customer's husband accidentally dropped these into a wood chipper and they got ruined, and we still replace them for half price though. So, all right, and last but not least is our 15-day unconditional money-back guarantee. And do you think that people can make a better decision on the spot or by trying a product? And by trying it out. So we actually give them 15 business days after they receive it in the mail to try it out at their home. And if they don't think they're worth every penny for all of their meals, they can send it right back. And they get their money back. So after seeing what you saw, do you think people send Cutco back to get their money back?
Not
Not often.
Well, why do you think we have that part of the guarantee there?
It's still confidence in your buy.
Yeah, gives them confidence, basically. Kind of shows them that, you know, we'll obviously back it up, but they're usually happy with it. It gives them ease of mind when they buy something. So, as far as our prices go, where do you think you can buy knives like these ones? Like those.
Just about anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of stores?
Walmart,
Walmart.
Target.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Walmart, Target, dollar store, places like that. So we don't compare our prices to things like that. I'm sure you've heard you get what you pay for. And our products, the cheapest thing that we have, I think the smallest order we've had recently is like $30. The smallest thing in our price list is like, I think it's like $15 or something like that. But the smallest order we've had is about 30 bucks. And the customers, our biggest order we had recently was about $4,000. Okay, so $30 to $4,000 is our price range or order range. And then there's everything in between. Not every customer spends this much, 30. Not every customer spends 4,000. On average in this area, our customers spend about 240. That's our average order size. So average order, 240, which is affordable. Most families just pay by credit card or a debit card or their checking account. We even take cash and money orders, and we even do interest-free payment plans too. So if one of our, Michaela on our team, she's from Green, let's say that Michaela's customers want this much stuff, but they can't afford it all today. All they would have to do is pay $80, which is a third of the price, and they put that down today. They actually get everything right away to their house, shipped from the factory, so Michaela doesn't deliver it. Their second payment of $80, though, wouldn't be until the very end of October. Third final payment's at the end of November, but they have the product right after they pay that first payment. So do you think our customers do the payment plans?
Sorry?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
we do the payment plans. And they can actually go up to 5 payments as well. So the majority of our customers do payment plans, however, they can just pay in full if they want to.
Can you pay ahead of payment plans?
Yep, they can do that too. They can pay it off at any time, things like that. So now as far as our sales ratio goes, if we have one of our students like Michaela or if Jessica on our team, if they go out and do 10 appointments this weekend, and 10 appointments, that's just easy math to figure out. It could be 7 or 18. But someone does 10 appointments, how many of those families do you think would buy at least something? Whether it's a knife, a cutting board, a pair of scissors, after Christine, that you saw.
6 or 7.
I'd go 60% or so.
60% or so? What did you say?
Like 7.
7%? What did you say, Brittany?
I said 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
I was 70, 80.
70 or 80, okay. Now we do have some people on our team, someone like Megan, she sells about 90% of the time. She's been here for 2 years, she's a sales manager in the office. But someone like Graham, he just started in May, he also sells about 90% of the time. Someone like Kevin or Michaela, they sell about 80%, and they're our key staff members. And then we have some people who are brand new, fresh out of training, and the average sales ratio is about 60% or so. And if you're thinking higher, don't feel silly, because like I said, our top people have a higher selling ratio. But why do you think the majority of our customers purchase, after seeing what you saw?
They're, well, one, they're also referred, so you're automatically knowing they're interested, but just because it's more impressive than most things people have around their house to use.
Okay. Yeah, basically, after seeing what they saw, people can tell that it works. And in a store, if someone goes to a store to buy knives and things like that, they usually just browse, and they end up buying about 10% of the time if they're in a store, because they can't really open them up and try them out, things like that. So, so 60% is the average sales ratio. And now the way that our representatives build up their customer base, again, they don't go door to door or anything like that. And if we sold it on TV, obviously it's not believable really on TV. I think infomercials are kind of funny, they're on at like 1 in the morning, but to sell it on TV, what would we have to do to our prices?
Yeah, it's a
Bring them
good
down,
one.
probably.
Yeah, we have to go up because of the
okay.
advertising and things. And where would the pay for our representatives go if we had to advertise on TV?
Go down.
They go down. So word of mouth advertising, how much does that cost?
Nothing.
Nothing, it's free, but it's the most believable form of advertising. And there are a lot of great products out there that don't have to advertise because they have a great reputation. If you think of cars, usually cars, you don't really see, Lamborghini commercials on TV, or even like, you don't see very many BMW or Mercedes commercials. What car commercials do you normally see on TV?
Toyota.
Saturn, Toyota, Dodge, and there's nothing wrong with those cars, but the ones that are higher quality or have good reputations, they don't need to advertise because they're just known for being good quality. So the target market of customers that we have, the majority of our orders are from people that meet these guidelines, so our representatives show to people who are the most qualified customers. And the majority of our customers are about 30 to 60 years old. Now obviously every now and then we get orders from people who are a little bit younger or older. The majority of them are people who own houses, because people who own a house are used to buying things for their home. People with full-time jobs, and then couples or families, married couples, people like that. And I'll just use, this is Jessica, her on the board here. Okay, so Jessica, at the end of her appointments, she'll always thank the customer for their time, whether or not they buy. She'll say, "Thank you so much. What did you think of Cutco?" What do you think people will tell her?
Very impressed.
Yeah, they say they like the product. And she'll say, "Great, because here's where you can really help me out." And then she'll say, "I get paid every time I show Cutco, but I can only show it to people that I've been given permission to contact, so I can't go door to door with a bunch of knives." And she'll say, "How many people do you think would get a kick out of my demo? Like, who do you know that you think would like this? They don't have to buy anything, I get paid just to show it to them. Helps me toward a scholarship." And if I just asked you personally, Matt, how many people do you know that you think would get a kick out of the demonstration?
Most of my family, my boss from my restaurant I worked at.
Okay.
So,
If you threw a number out there, people that you know that you think would like the product, even if they didn't buy everything in the book.
around 20.
20? Okay. And if you had to throw a number out there, how many people do you know personally, Alicia?
10 to 15.
10 to 15? What would you say, Brittany?
About 8 to 10.
8 to 10?
Top.
It's like 15.
15? Okay. Now, Fortune 500 magazine said that the average person is associated with about 1,000 people by name, especially with social networking like Facebook and things like that. Now, personally, I've never had a customer give me 1,000 friends to go see. On average, we actually get about 6 recommendations from each customer. So that's the average. So the average is 6 recommendations from each customer. And what the customer will do is they'll usually recommend Jessica to the 6, the people that they are the most comfortable with or that they know that would be nice and sit down with Jessica. So what our customers also like is that when they give leads to our reps, that representative is the only person who will contact the people they were given from them. And why do you think our customers feel comfortable giving recommendations? Knowing that?
Because they're not sending random people to their friends' houses and it's not, it's more personal.
It's more personal. They like Jessica. They know that she's a nice girl, that she's not going to be pushy or rude or aggressive, and they like the product, so they don't mind, obviously, helping her out and helping their friends. So let's say that Jess just does 10 appointments this week, and if she just does 10 appointments this weekend, and if she averages 6 recommendations from each of them, how many new people will she have to contact next
At
week?
least 60.
At least 60 people. If she goes out again the following week and just does 10 more appointments, she'll have another 60 recommendations on average on top of what she has left over from the week before.